Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. I'm supporting a new Weifeng haircut at the big cost of, you got it, $0. Everybody was wondering, where did Gweilo go over the last week? Well, last week we did a video about Weifeng 6-month cancer checkup, and there was a blip on the radar. So what we did is we jumped on an airplane and buggered off up to Chongqing to see our buddy Dr. Robert. He's an oncologist in the hospital up in Chongqing. So we went through bone scans and CT scans and blood tests and a biopsy, the whole 9 yards. And it turns out Weifeng is just fine, so no worries out there. But that's not what this video is about. Well, actually, it sort of is in a way. It got me to thinking about the people that I've met here in China. And, you know, I'm going to be talking about some of those people here today. I'm going to start with Dr. Robert because I already brought him up. See, this is a guy that takes all of his time and helps other people. He, when they had the Wuhan epidemic, back about a year ago, or just over a year ago, Dr. Robert was one of the first people with boots on the ground in Wuhan, and you know, he left his wife, he left his children, and he didn't know what to expect. He could have been risking, well, he was risking his life, actually. You know, so he went out of his way to help people. Not only that, I found out when he was a younger doctor, he was a humanitarian doctor. When he was helping Weifeng and myself, you know, he's seen us at our best and he's seen us at our worst, and he treats us exactly the same way, whether we're at our best or at our worst. That shows character right there. But I said, you know, thanks Doc for everything that you've done. He says, don't worry about it. This is what I do. I help people. So not only is the doctor helping people in the hospital, he's helping friends. He helped people in Wuhan. He helped people doing humanitarian work. See, these are the people that make China a special place. They help their community. They help their neighbors. They help their country. And you know, in my eyes, people like this are heroes. And I'm not going to stop there. And the next person on my list is Xiaobo. This guy grew up on a farm in Rong'an. It's a very poor area. I've done some videos in Rong'an over the last year because I went out there with Xiaobo. He took me to his family's farm. That's where the kumquat farm video that I did, that's his mom and dad's place. So, you know, he started out as a little farm boy. Sorry, Xiaobo, got to tell it how it is. But, you know, he went through school, he did good, he went to university, did good. Now he's one of the bosses at CRI, and when he goes out and does videos in rural areas, he does it for a reason. He promotes the rural areas of Guangxi Autonomous Region to help tourism come into those areas. He shows the beauty of the place. He shows the culture, the people, you know, all of the good things. And maybe if he shows the good things about these areas, tourists will come spend money, and it will create jobs in those areas. And I do parts unknown videos when I go with Xiaobo, and that's basically what we're doing. We're promoting tourism into these areas. So he's taken it upon himself to promote these things, and in doing so, he's helping the poor people of his area of China. He's promoting tourism for jobs. He's helping people. He's helping communities, and you got it. In the process, he's helping China. It's one of those things. So he does good for his country. And the people I'll be talking about in this video, you know, their backgrounds are as diverse as they are. None of them are exactly the same. All of them come from sort of a different background. All of them do different things. The third person on my list is Feizai, means fat boy in China. He's my neighbor up 2 floors in our apartment complex. Him and his wife, he's a fireman, and she sells buns out of a little sort of trolley thing on the street in the morning. She gets up at, I would imagine, about 5 o'clock in the morning. She's on the street at 6. She's done by 11. But what makes these well, Fei Zai and his wife, special people, is they're sort of the go-to people in our apartment complex that help people. It's one of those things. The lady downstairs had, her husband had a stroke. Before she even called the ambulance or the doctor or the hospital, she called Fei Zai to come and help her. See, that's the type of people they are. And the people in the complex know that they can go to these people and, you know, they've got a moral compass like you've never seen before. They are, like, they're more than amazing people. They're not rich. I don't think that they have a lot of education, but they always do the right thing every single time. They've always got a smile on their face, and they're always willing to help their neighbor. So in doing that, they're helping, well, their neighbors. They're making their community a better place to live, and in doing that, you got it, they're making China a better place to live. The next person I'm going to be talking about is a little bit closer to home, but, well, actually further away. He's not in Nanning. He's in Bobai. Wei Fong's father's brother's son. So Wei Fong's first cousin, Tongo. This guy is a poor farmer, is what he is. He makes his living growing some pigs, raising some pigs, and he buys ducks from local farmers. He's learned how to barbecue ducks, and so damn good. He's learned how to barbecue ducks, so he buys ducks from farmers. He slaughters them at his home. He barbecues them, and he sells barbecued duck in the town square 7 days a week. And he's done this for 30 years type thing. And you know, Tongo had 3 sons, and Tongo lives in a shitty little shack on the farm. But because he had 3 sons and he knows his sons can't get really married, it's a thing here in China, without them having a home, he built them a big, nice 3-story house. 1 story for the oldest, the top story for the oldest, the middle story for the second oldest, and the bottom floor for the youngest. Okay, but Tongo didn't build this house for himself. He built it for his children. And he still lives in this old 1970 or 1980 farmhouse that has a pig pen attached to the side of the house. It's not very nice. It's not very clean. It's where they slaughter the ducks. It's like, but you see, he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for his family. He's doing it for his sons. He's doing it for his sons' wives, and he's doing it for his grandchildren. And you know, it does pay off in the long run. What comes around goes around, guys, because now, the last time I was down there, Tongo's running around, and he's got all of these little grandchildren running around. Everybody's happy, you know. So I guess maybe he didn't do it for himself, but it sort of came back and benefited him in the long run, because Tongo would be about 55, 57 maybe, and now he's got this big family around him, which makes him happy. It's a Chinese thing, but not really a Chinese thing actually. There's a lot of people around the world that they love their grandkids. Me for one. But see, the thing is that he's selflessly did this to make his children's life better. So in doing that, he's growing his community. He's making his community better. And you know, and this guy here knows everything about Chinese tradition. If you need to know something about what's right and what's wrong in an old Chinese tradition, Tongo is the go-to guy for everybody that I know. He gives to his community. He gives to his family. He makes everybody's life around him better. And yes, in doing so, he makes China a better place to live. And the last person I'm going to talk about is Wei Fong, because, you know, she's the dearest to my heart. I've learned more from her than I have from anybody else from China. When I met Wei Fong, she came from a poor background. There's no way around that. Her mom and dad were poor. Her brother wasn't doing very well as far as financially. So when she married me and moved to Canada, it's not like, oh, okay, I'm out of this and drinking champagne and whatever. As soon as she could go to work in Canada, she went to work and helped out with the family. Not only that, but as soon as we started to make a little bit extra cash, she wanted to send money back to her mom and dad. So we did. You know, I can understand where she was coming from. But what comes around goes around here, you guys. So, you know, the idea is that after we started doing a little bit better than that, we bought them a house in Beihai. We sold that house and then bought the one that we live here in Nanning on Hojilu. And at that time we did it for their parents because their parents needed a better place to live. We bought their parents' old age pension. In China, you top it up, and then after a certain age you get your pension, and that's the way it goes. Boy, it's loud here, but sorry, this is China, guys. But after we did that, then we didn't have to pay the money every month anymore, which was good for us. So they're still paying the old guy. He's still around. But you see, the thing is that what comes around goes around. After it was all said and done, now we're living in that house we bought for her parents. You know, we're benefiting from what we did for other people. That property has tripled in value. So, you know, it benefited us too. We didn't know it at the time that it would, but the thing is that Wei Fong didn't leave her family behind. She didn't just sort of cut and run. She thought about her family. She thought about the people that she left behind in China, and you know, that shows good character. So she was helping her family, she was helping her community by helping her family, and in turn making China a better place to live. And then, you know, and then some people on the internet or wherever, it doesn't matter, say, well, you know, I like the Chinese people. I can understand why they like the Chinese people, because the Chinese people are great people. But then they say, I don't like the Chinese government. Well, you got to understand that a lot of these people that I've been talking about today are Chinese Communist Party members. So, and that's Chinese government. So it really doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. It depends on what kind of person you are inside, whether you're helping your neighbor, whether you're helping your family, whether you're helping your community be better, whether you're patriotic to your country. I don't think really makes much difference. It doesn't tell who you are and what you are. So that's something that I don't even think about anymore. But after going through everything that we went over the last week, it sort of got me to thinking about, you know, the people that I've met in China, and yeah, they're good people. You know, and that's not just the 5 people that, and that's it. You know, Ten Yen, he did the documentary on me when he was working for Nanning News here in Nanning City. Great kid, smart, good sense of humor, all of that other stuff. Pan, CRI, she was my go-to person when I was dealing with CRI. She was my translator. You know, and I could keep going on and on and on with different people that I've met here in China. But you got to understand, Chinese people are good people. Chinese people are great people, and the people that I was talking about today, you know, borderline on being heroes in their own country, in their own way. So anyway, that's my thought for the day. Wei Fong is good. Chinese people are great. My life is back to normal. I'm back in Nanning. We spent about a week in Chongqing, and now everything is back to normal. That's another video from Gweilo 60. As always, guys and girls, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. And of course, whatever you do, don't forget to put a couple bucks in the children's Patreon account. It's for a good cause. Thanks for watching. Bye now.